No, I didn't talk about that yet, Retro. I did see that the other day. If you want to spend a little money and you're missing any of the specialty ships, they are for sale at a discount right now, which is actually an interesting move, something we haven't really seen Scopely do before. And this one I'm kind of okay with, because hopefully it means that they're open-minded to lowering the prices of old content, so they can continue to change the price of older content. But let's go take a look at that in just a second here when I finish up these last couple of kills. You know what? That's good enough. So if you go into the store right now, in the limited time offer bundle, you've got this summer blueprint special going on right now. And for 50 bucks, you get a little bit of Latinum and one summer token. And if you want to spend 100 bucks, well, then you get double the Latinum and you get two tokens. And if you're wondering what to do with that token, they can be spent over here in your event store, Summer Ship Store. There are four options for how to redeem your tokens. They all cost the same. One full token gets you enough blueprints for a full unlock of four specialty ships: the Titan, Voyager, Defiant, and Monavine. All of these ships have in game possibilities to grind and unlock them, but they will typically take you several months to unlock free to play, 3 to 4 months each, approximately, somewhere in that ballpark. Uh, and normally you could buy the ship directly and kind of buy your way out of it. And when the ships were released, they were $100 a piece. Um, but now they're available for 50 bucks each, or you can get two for 100 if you prefer. Kind of speed things along, get you into some of these extra refineries and grinding things without having to grind for 3 months to get the ship, to then start grinding and leveling it up, or the specialty refineries or things that come with these ships. Give you a nice little head start. And as I said, the ships, when they were released, they cost 100 bucks, and typically when we've seen them before in the store, they would cost 100 bucks. So to see them lowered to be available for only $50, that's encouraging. That's a good move. Let's lower the price of some other things while we're at it, right? Let's keep going. Because there's a few things in here that I think are still grossly overpriced that maybe will be due for something in the future. But before I get into that, is there anything else going on here? So we've got officers and ship parts going on, specialties, right? Of course. And I think that's about it. And then over here is just, upgrade all the buildings and stuff for all the other events and things that are going on right now. Get your primes, get your field repairs, yada yada. The typical stuff that, it's new, so it's 100 bucks. But if we go look at like our faction ship bundles, I'm hoping that some of this stuff may have gotten cheaper. And the one thing I want to start with is the Enterprise, right? Your level 34, your G3 Epic, this is what people, when they start playing the game, 90% of them, approximately, in my estimation, this is what they're leveling for. They want to get the 34, they want to build that Enterprise. Some of them don't end up building it, they end up building the Augur because of opportunity cost and things like that. But when they're thinking like, ooh, I got to get to here and then I can build myself my own Enterprise, like if you're a Trek fan, like this is what you're going for, most likely. But unfortunately, said ship, well, maybe it came down a little bit. 38 times 4. Yeah, it's down. It's now we're down to you getting 38 blueprints per $100, which means you only need to buy 4 bundles. That'll get you 152 blueprints. So now it's only a $400 ship. So nice to see that the price on these is slowly decreasing. Not fast enough, but a little too slowly. But it is moving, because it wasn't too long ago where it was 600 bucks, and I think the last time we did one of these updates, it was still a $500 ship. So the fact that now it's down to 400 is a little more encouraging. It's a little more encouraging. Hopefully we can keep dropping the price on this even further, because it, I mean, at 400, it's still overpriced, but at least we're moving in the right direction. Let's check out some of our other specialty ships, though, while we're in here. Let's go look at our Enterprise A. This is our G4 epics. I think last time I looked, this was like a $1,300 ship. Where's my calculator? Where'd it go? Why am I blind? 650 divided by 41. All right, so you're looking at $1,600. If you wanted to buy this ship outright today and just buy all the blueprints for it, you'd have to buy 16 packs in order to get it and get it unlocked. I believe once upon a time this was a $2,200 ship. So to see it again trending down a little bit as more of the player base ages out of this content and doesn't kind of, a lot of people tend to just blow right past the 50 ships these days, right? There's no point in slowing down and stopping. You go right through 50. You go from 49 through 50 to 51 and get to 52 and, you know, just push right through for that 53 uncommon instead. So to see this ship again, $1,600, still overpriced, but 25% less than it was maybe a year or so ago. And as long as we're looking at those G5 uncommons, now remember, not all ship, it goes more of by rarity than necessarily by level and cost, because you would think like a level 53. Well, if this is $1,600 because it's the 50 epic, well then the 53 ship, which is bigger, that must cost more, right? No, because it's an uncommon. This ship right here costs 500 bucks. 500 bucks clear, right there. So if you're at level 49 and you're thinking, man, do I want to buy an Enterprise for $1,600? It's like, no. You want to spend if you were going to spend the money, right? Instead of take $1,600 and buying an Enterprise A, you would take maybe half of it and you would buy like a little bit like of resources and you would level from 50 to 51 to 52, 53, and then you could spend 500 bucks and buy this ship if you wanted. I know it's not an Enterprise, but I mean, you'd save a whole lot of money by doing it that way. So hopefully the cost of these will continue to come down across the board. The 46 rares, these were like $800 ships once upon a time. They're probably still about that. 350 divided by 39 is going to be about 8, right? 9. So this is a $900 ship. So yeah, these are still expensive. The price points on these haven't moved quite enough, but they're, I guess, at least slowly aging out this content and devaluing it. So hopefully we can continue to see things like that and get some of these price points to where they are a bit more manageable and, taking advantage of, if you're a new player and you want to skip a 3-month grind and it's $50 to do so, that you might swing, right? Are you going to pay $100 for the Defiant? No, probably not. But 50, save me 3 months and I can start doing Dominion solos more frequently and getting the extra, recruit bundles and stuff out of it. That might be worth it. Or, hey, my alliance doesn't always hold territory. We're sharing territory with another alliance. Or, we don't always have the materials to turn on the 3-star one. So, or the 2-star ones or something like that. So maybe I don't always get my Monaveen. I'm still going to be, however, if I just spend the 50 bucks now. Again, not encouraging anybody to spend at all. I don't think anybody really should, but if you are somebody who doesn't mind doing a little bit here and there to help enhance your gameplay, this is a good value compared to what they're still selling the faction ships for, which are grossly overpriced. Grossly overpriced, so. Kurt's going to be getting the Enterprise A and the Tribune, and is just going to stay at Ops 50 until Ops 780 comes out. Okay, so until we get to G7, you're just going to hang back right there at G4 Epic. Okay, that's fair. Cat says no way you should spend a nickel in this game now until the real reason behind the Galaxy Quest introduction reveals itself. I don't think they're ever gonna announce that, because if it was their idea and it's being, flamed pretty hard in Discord and on Twitch and things like that, they're not gonna want to admit that. And if it was Paramount's idea, well, they're not gonna want to piss off their partner who holds their, licensing rights to content and the ability to produce the game. So they're not gonna point the finger over at Paramount. Not even like a little like wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing. Like, hey, it was them, not us. We didn't really have a choice. They're our landlords. Like they tell us what we have to do sometimes. Um, I don't think that the answer to that question is never going to be issued. I think is really what it's going to come down to. You can hold your breath, but I think you're going to pass out first. Yes, Paramount does own the rights to Galaxy Quest. It was a Paramount release. I think it was a DreamWorks film that Paramount distributed. So they have the distribution rights, and I believe the movie is available on the Paramount Plus app currently. So yeah. Hypodermic says there are some advantages to staying at 50. Staying there helped you out. You managed to place second in the SLBs. Your alliance mate went to 51, didn't even make to the top 25. Yes, with the brackets as lopsided as the 51 plus bracket, when it's a full bracket with 51 to 70, is incredibly lopsided, and anyone who's in the 50s, you have virtually no chance of doing anything. I was like, what's going on with this ship? Virtually no chance of doing anything to place on those leaderboards, because the 60s can just outspend you so much more. So much more. Their point values are worth so much more for their materials, and they source stuff better than you do in events and things, and their particular packs. And the players who are in the 60s have shown they have a willingness to spend. That's why they're there already. And even when it's 51 to 60 and it's a regular bracket and they've been segregated and separated out, there's still a drastic difference in the opportunity to spend, because at 51 through 53 you're really only spending G5 on commons. You don't really have any opportunities to spend rares yet. Your buildings don't cost rares yet, and unless you've taken your ship to like tier 4, tier 5 already, your 53 ship, you're probably not going to have the opportunity to do that either. So they're going to be spending rares and you're not. So it's not exactly a fair fight. So certainly still being in that 45 to 50 bracket, or 46 to 50 bracket, does give you some advantages as far as that goes for SLBs. Obviously, it does hold you back in other ways, but can certainly understand why somebody would just sort of camp out at 50 for a little while and have some fun playing with that, you know, bracket in terms of sourcing officers and things.